Hey everyone, CWD Reviews here. I'm CWD, and this is going to be a compilation of albums that I'm going to be labeling as my best, my favorite of this past month. January's over. I'm looking forward to what's coming out in February. There's actually some albums on NPR that I need to consider listening to that are coming out in February. So let's get on it. These are my top 5 albums of this past month in order from least favorite to most favorite. I want to give an honorable mention to the new Segall album. In my review, I did mention that it might grow on me, and it most certainly has. The more straightforward tracks grew on me a lot with a couple more listens, and I most certainly think that's a highlight of this year. I don't think it's going to make my favorites of the year list by the end, but we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, top 5. That's top 5 favorite albums of this past month. Also, I'm not going to be editing this video or the not enough time video I'm going to be uploading later, so you'll have to deal with that. Okay, so first up, at number 5, the new Saul Williams album, MartyrLoserKing. Saul Williams is back. He's put out a thought-provoking album. He's really going in about the internet and what African civilization and Western civilization and civilization as a whole, trying to tie in this kind of hacktivism mindset that seems to be going across people's heads and really critiquing that with this concept. Although the concept still isn't that clear, it still remains relatively cryptic. I think it's a really good album. It's definitely gonna be on my end of the year list, most likely, unless something changes. I don't know. I'm not a wizard, but do check that out if you're into hip hop, if you're into glitchy stuff, if you're into just things that seem to be of a postmodern literature vein. Definitely look up that Saul Williams, MartyrLoserKing. Number 4, Anderson .Paak, Malibu. Anderson .Paak is a singer-songwriter, rapper. Blew up after being on the new Dr. Dre album, Compton. His new album, Malibu, I thought it was really great. Definitely a highlight in neo-soul. Hopefully it's going to be my favorite neo-soul record of this year, unless D'Angelo drops something, but we'll see. But Paak shows a lot of personality, a lot of charisma over all these neo-soul musical passages, and I most certainly think that he's showing a lot of promise in the world of music that I hope he really cashes in on and fulfills. So if you're into neo-soul, if you're into pop music, if you're into your individuals that can rap and sing really well, then look this album up. Anderson .Paak, Malibu. Next up, the new number 3, the new Pop 1280, the new Pop 1280 album, Paradise. This is the third full-length album of self-described cyberpunk band Pop 1280. They put out a really good album this year. It's intense. It's really it's to an extent catchy. It's just outright insane, and it's really chaotic. I think it's fantastic what they're doing, and I hope they keep it up over the course of a few albums. So if you're a big Nine Inch Nails fan, if you're a big Perurian fan or something, or anything of the industrial noise rock, gothic rock vibe, then yeah, do look this album up. This is a pretty good album for sure. At number 2, and this is probably going to shock and baffle a lot of people, the new David Bowie album, Blackstar. David Bowie, this is unfortunately his last album, and it's nice to see him just go out with a bang. I rated this album really high. I think it's great. I would definitely look into it even if you're not that familiar with David Bowie, or if you've disliked his previous work in the past, because Bowie is stylistically shape-shifting, and he's not going to do the same thing over and over. So yeah, do look that album up. I'm glad that it's doing so well commercially. Maybe that's due to part of his death, but regardless, it's nice to see so many people are picking up this album in the stores or downloading them in iTunes, because this is a really intriguing album fusing jazz and some IDM and some other stuff, and it's definitely a moving piece of art that is going to resonate throughout in the next while. So my number one favorite album of the month, it has to go to, and some of you probably already saw this coming, the new Savages album, Adore Life. Savages, post-punk band from London, fronted by Miss Jenny Beth. They might not have come with a album that's much more visceral or as visceral as Silence Yourself, but they decided to focus in on other areas instead of just instrumental ones, namely lyrical ones and vocal ones, and just practicing this interesting use of restraint, because it's intriguing what I think Savages have done instead of just trying to give us Silence Yourself 2.0. So if you are in fact a big post-punk fan, you know, your Joy Divisions, your Cures, your your other post-punk bands, then definitely look this album up. It's my favorite album of the month. It might falter a little, but not that much. I do agree with a lot of the critiques that have been throwing it its way, but I don't think it impacted my enjoyment of this album that much. But still, yeah, it's really good, at least to me anyway, and that's pretty much all that matters. So that's my list. Thank you for watching. Do you like these albums as much as I do? Do you dislike them or anything of that nature? Do let me know in a comment or anything like that. This is CWD Reviews here, signing off.